Good morning, Sir Diego, Ma'am Angela. Thank you for having me again.
Alright, gano'n na ba kaseryoso po yung yung pagkalat ng fake news? Ang dami kasi, especially now, yung mga sa oil prices, ang dami nagpo-post ng fake prices, ng fake news. Can you give us or paint us a picture of how bad it is?
Well, right, ang ina-adapt it so bad that we're advocating that a zero trust policy when it comes to everything and anything on the internet is being consumed. So, ibig sabihin na we're at the point that by default, dapat pinagdududahan natin yung mga nakokonsume natin on the internet, especially when it comes to news, even sponsored sites for scams, for shopping. So, this is the point where talagang medyo it's sad, but it's a safety mechanism that we have to adopt.
Yeah, as like you said, zero trust policy, no? So in other words, any content that you may see online, you should not take it anymore at face value. Kumbaga, regardless if you think it's true.
Fact check all the time.
Oo, fact check all the time. Ganun ba ang hinihingi mo? Ano yung mga avenues for fact checking?
So, yes, tama ho. Yun yung concept ng zero trust policy that whatever you consume, pagdudahan mo. And the fact checking that we advocate is go directly to the legitimate sources. For example po, a news would state that someone said this, go straight to their Facebook page, yung mga verified pages ho nila. Or if a government agency said this, go straight to their website. Marami naman dyan. Right now, talagang kailangan natin gawin yan in order for us to get the right information for us to make the right decisions.
Exactly. At tapos ang nakikita pa natin problema dito, even the established news organizations are being attacked, no? Saying na sila mismo ang nagsispread daw ng fake news. Kumbaga parang sinasabi nila wala ring yung iba, no, on the other side of the fence na hindi rin daw dapat pagkatiwalaan. So, paano yun, di ba? Paano titignan yun?
So, hindi nga lang yun, Ma'am Angela, even the fact checkers are being attacked.
Yes.
So even the sources mismo sasabihin na pag halimbawa, kunwari CICC, may sinabi CICC, even CICC would be attacked for spreading fake news daw. Kasi kami na yung sino-source out nila na source ng balita na yun.
Oo. So how helpful it is na itong sinasabi ni Yusek Claire Castro from PCO na magkakaroon ng website para doon mag-report ng mga fake news online?
So it's really helpful for us to determine po unang-una the sources of the fake news para malaman natin so we can take actions against them if it crosses it or crosses the boundaries ng cybercrime na, so we can go after them. And I think it's important for us to have this repository of alleged fake news so we can concentrate and focus all our efforts with regards to fact-checking dito sa mga mapopost dito sa website na to. Ang tinitingnan lang namin sa CICC na baka danger nito is ma-flood to ng both with legitimate at saka yung mga manufactured fake news para talagang ang tinatawag namin dyan yung effective DDoS, yung denial of service. Ibig sabihin, you're so flooded with information na hindi mo na talaga magampanan yung trabaho mo kasi pinasadyang i-flood ng information yung para ma-overwhelm ka.
Yeah.
Understand that you're in coordination with Meta. Pero napag-usapan niyo rin po ba about the issue of yung mga paid verification on certain pages sa Meta platform? Kasi ako mismo naka-experience, verified page siya ng isang resort. And then nung tinignan ko hinanap ko syempre sa Waze yung directions to get there, sana for the holidays. Nung nakita sa resort, iba pala yung spelling. When I check the original site sa Facebook, walang verification. So kasi it's so easy to get verified, babayaran mo lang, you present a fake ID, bine-verify ka kaagad ng Meta.
Tama po, Sir Diego, na in fact that was one of our conversations with Meta. Hindi lang yun, pati yung mga sponsored sites nila, parang walang verification, kahit sino pwede na lang mag-advertise on their sponsored site. So, it's a continuous conversation we're having. Ang mahirap lang dito, Sir Diego, Ma'am Angela, that our conversations are very much delayed and procrastinated because ang kausap namin nasa ibang bansa. Yung mga kausap namin dito sa Pilipinas do not have the authority or pass us on sa mga units nila outside the Philippines.
Well, the DICT has urged Meta, no, through their Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg na pabilisin nga, 'di ba, yung mga hakbangin para kasi ang hirap when you report a certain fake post or a page, ang hirap ng pag-take down nila, 'di ba? So anong ginagawa natin? So what can we do para mas mapabilis 'yon na talagang ma-take down itong fake news na to bago pa mag-spread online?
So, to be fair din sa local representative nila dito, yung in-country representative nila dito, paano naman siya, very cooperative naman siya, and he acknowledges that there are problems, that there are challenges when it comes to yung pag-implement nila because nga, regional ang treatment eh. Ang gusto sana natin, localized country-specific yung treatment pagdating sa, for example, in the Philippines kasi, Philippines is a growing democracy still. And this threat of fake news is really hampering the development of the Philippines. So, kailangan ganun ang treatment sa atin. Na ang fake news, critical issue siya. Hindi siya issue lang ng freedom of expression. So, di ba? So, that's the conversation we're trying to have. But again, the challenge is, nasa ibang bansa yung makausap natin, ma'am, tsaka sir.
And then, ang isa pa daw po nakikita rin na problem dito kasi kaya parang, kumbaga sabi nga nila, para medyo magkaroon ng pagtigil yung mga nangyayari na to, parusahan, pero walang nakikita, walang nakukulong as of now, diba, tungkol dito sa mga fake news na to. But NBI pointed out na nahihirapan sila doon sa sinatawag nila na dual criminality procedure, no, or principle, because sometimes dito, sa atin may batas, doon sa ibang bansa wala naman.
Yep. And in fact, Ma'am Angela, nakakausap ko lang kay Director Melvin Matibag during the holidays, nag-breakfast pa kami niyan eh. So there will be an upcoming partnership with the CICC and the NBI. Tama ko kayo, yung dual jurisdictional challenge natin because sa ibang bansa, napaparusahan. And most of the vloggers are outside the country. Pero ang sinasabi ko nga sa kanya, how about kung yung mga nandito yung nag-amplify dito, we can identify, the CICC can identify, then with the partnership of the NBI, sila yung hahabol doon sa mga criminal na yun in country, yung mga nag-amplify o kaya kung saan nanggagaling yung context. Kasi even if the amplification goes outside of the country, sure kami yung context nag-originate dito sa bansa.
And then, paano niyo po natatrack down kung saan po talaga nag-originate yung source ng Facebook? Kasi sometimes you would see, hindi naman nila sinishare, kukunin lang nila yung content, gagawa sila ng sarili nila, but based on that fake news. Like for example, yung nangyari last week during the Araw ng Kagitingan or Day of Valor celebration or commemoration, diba, kumalat yung mga fake news na wala doon talaga si President Bongbong Marcos at talagang dahil malubha yung sakit niya. And even the news organizations were being attacked for covering the true health situation of the president.
Well, una-una, we have the tools naman po to detect both the origin of the fake news, kung sino yung mga nasa likod niyan, and yung network nila. Yun nga lang again, most of the networks we see, at parang na-adapt na nila to na their amplifications is outside the country. We can even state kung anong bansa parati yung nanggagaling yung fake news na yung amplification na yan eh. So, yun yung nagiging problema namin. But again, for the local bloggers, I think nung napag-usapan namin ni Director Melvin yan, I think we should set an example by going after these local bloggers. Kasi hindi ibig sabihin na may sourcing ka, ibig sabihin na may sourcing ka na, halimbawa, sabi ni ganito, di umano, gumagano sila. But if you put your own spin to it, ano na yun eh, creative mo na yun, sa'yo na yun.
You're responsible.
Yun eh. Oo.
That's your accountability.
Yan eh.
Oo.
Yeah.
Oo.
Well,
mahabang usapan po to.
For sure, maraming Siyempre, abangan natin iba pang mga steps na gagawin ng CICC together with the NBI para talagang magtulungan sila po kayo din na talagang masugpo itong pag-spread ng fake news. For the meantime, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras. Boy Paraiso, Executive Director of the CICC.